My fellow traders, welcome to another edition of Rollin with Ed, where I take you out on my Sunday drive. You know, this is the time of the weekend that I can sit back and reflect on my week, the things that went good, things that went bad. So I'm taking about 15 to 20 minutes out of that to share some things with you, answer a question or two, and try to enhance your trading. So, this morning in our session, we do a market analysis, swing trade, watch list session, question and answer session every Sunday morning in chat. And, we talk about the market. And what was interesting this morning, we look at the SPY. The S&P 500 is what we follow. Most of the stocks that we trade are in the S&P 500, so it only makes sense that we follow that. But it grew 2.5% last week. It really wasn't that big of a move. We kind of compared the volatility in the last couple of weeks with the last week or the last couple of months in 2018, and there's just no comparison. The market has really slowed down. The volatility is not there, the volume is not there. It's just kind of inching again and kind of trading like it did earlier in the year through the summer months, where we weren't seeing a whole lot of good movement. You just had to be in the right place at the right time to catch it. Another thing that we noticed, it is getting really close to that 280 level, and it hit it 3 times between October and December last year. And what happened in December was the last time it hit, it triggered that huge sell-off. So I'm expecting it to pull back. I don't think we're going to get a huge sell-off like that again, but I'm expecting a significant pullback from that 280 level. So I'm going to sit on my hands in terms of swings until I see what happens at that level. But it ought to be pretty interesting, to see what happens there and where we go with that. A couple of things that I think are helping keep the market on an upswing, it's not really strong catalyst, but it's keeping it moving up, is, we had a good jobs report. Again, I think this is the best stretch we've been in since 2009, where we keep the economy, the jobs are growing. We have more jobs than we have people looking for jobs, which is a really good sign for the economy. There's some positive news coming out about the trade talks between China. There's a lot of, I don't think the trade deal with Canada and Mexico has been voted on, but there's a lot of stuff going on in terms of trade that could be very beneficial to the United States or could be detrimental. But everything has been, there's a positive sentiment on everything. So, I think that's helping the market actually stay up. So let's see what else happened last week. Oh, but then we did have some negative news when it came to consumer spending in December. Typically December is the strongest month of the year, but we didn't have a whole lot of consumer spending in December, and a lot of it I think had to do with the government shutdown. Everybody just kind of tightened up and didn't spend a lot. So we'll see in the next coming months if, that's what happened. If things get back on track again. But I feel that was the reason why we didn't see that. And I don't think it really hurt the market that much. Probably gave it a little pause, but I think everybody really understands what the deal is in that. So, the earnings in the S&P. We're about 3/4 of the way through earnings. It's up, I think, about 13% across the board. We do have some that aren't doing well, but for the most part, you know, earnings reports have been strong, and I think that's helping the market. So everything is, you know, looking positive. That's why I don't think we're going to get too big of a pullback. You know, we'll get a pullback, but I don't think we're going to get too big of a pullback from that 280 level. So, you know, that's kind of, in summation, that's kind of what we talked about this morning in our session as it related to the market. Now, I'm going to offer you guys a special. I've gotten a lot of interest about, you know, what we're doing in the Average Joe trading community, about my roadmap to success. And, you know, that, if you haven't heard the million times I've talked about it, I reverse engineered my path to success, to profitability. And I'm sharing with you it step by step, exactly what I did. There's no fluff in it. It's exactly step by step what I did. I'm not selling you a dream. I'm not trying to give you that. I'm giving you reality. And I know it's not what most people want to hear, but as a teacher, we don't tell students what they want to hear. We tell them what they need to hear. And, you know, that's what I'm doing. I'm telling you what you need to hear. Okay? Not what you want to hear. And if you want to be successful, if you want to come through the fire, you're going to have a process. You're going to have to build yourself in a way that the market can't tear you down when things don't go your way. So if you're having trouble with consistency, if you're having trouble not keeping the money that you make on some trades in your account, then, you know, come join me. So what's the special? If you give me 3 months, I'll give you 3 months. You know, meaning if you sign up for 3 months, quarterly subscription, I'm going to give you an extra 3 months. But I'm going to go a step further. I'm going to give you 1 mentoring session for each of those 6 months. So you're going to get 6 mentoring sessions. And what that's going to do is help keep you on track, help keep you focused. And we'll be able to work individually, one-on-one, the things that you need the most. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to be a consistent trader in 6 months. Everybody's different. You can't put a time limit on that at all. But you're going to be a whole hell of a lot closer to achieving that than when you started. But there is a catch. You're going to have to put in the work. You know, you're going to have to be honest with yourself, and you're going to have to put in an honest day's work. There are no shortcuts. I know people who said it over and over and over again. I know people try to sell you shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. There are different paths to get to profitability, but in the end, I think they're all going to take the same amount of time based on who you are as a person. You know, your personality. So what I'm offering is, I think, the best deal. I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Showing you I'm willing to give in order to help you get to that next level. You know, I know some of you guys have invested, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars in the education. You watch hundreds of hours of videos on YouTube, and you just can't seem to put those pieces of the puzzle together. That's what my roadmap to success is going to do. It's going to help you put all those pieces of the puzzle together so that you can get to where you want to go, you know, in this industry. So, you know, I wanted to offer that to you guys. Take advantage of it. Get it as soon as you can. You know, I'm gonna have the link up later on today. You take advantage of it. You know, you get instant access to the videos. You know, all members get access to all my classes, all videos. You know, I'll never sell a member anything. You know, the only thing that you would pay any extra money for is more one-on-one mentoring sessions. You know, but other than that, no classes, nothing new that I do will I ever upsell you. You know, once you're a member, you're in the family, you get everything I got. All right, so this brings us to the question that I have for today. And it is, what's the most common issue that new traders face coming into the market? And, you know, for me and through my experience, the most common problem that these new traders face is not being able to, or not being mentally prepared. Basically, is what it boils down to. They're not mentally prepared to deal with the fear that they experience in the market. You know, once you start trading, you're gonna have the fear of being wrong. Nobody wants to be wrong. The fear of losing money. You know, nobody wants to lose money. And we've been programmed, and I'm not saying it is a bad thing, it's a wrong thing, but we've been programmed to respect and hold on to our money. And that, you know, losing it creates this bad feeling inside of us. Being wrong. You know, we've been programmed all through school that we want to answer all our questions right. We want to be right. We want to be perfect. We don't want to miss anything. And, you know, when being wrong relates to losing money, it creates that fear. So we're trading from a place of fear. And then comes the fear of missing out on a trade, the fear of, you know, leaving profits on the table. It's like, what if I get out and the stock keeps going? You know, that deal. But the main thing is the fear of the market. You know, being scared of what can happen in the market when we get in. You know, knowing that the market could change on a dime and things could go south in a heartbeat. You know, that fear. And we have to, as traders, we have to be able to trade without that level of fear, because that fear paralyzes us. That's what prevents us from taking trades sometimes. Prevents us from entering. Prevents us from being able to even make money in the market. You know, and we could talk about Friday. Friday was a prime example of me. I feel I'm a professional trader. I make a living trading, but I let fear creep in on that trade, that EA trade. I had a fear of missing out on this big move, so I anticipated and got in. And it wasn't the fact that I lost on the trade that made me angry. It was the fact that I let fear creep into my trading. I let the fear of missing out creep in, knowing what I know about it. It caught me by surprise, and it'll do that, and that's what'll happen. And so I have my way of dealing with it. I knew that once that happened, you got to stop trading, because I could go in and I might have traded my way out of it, but then I could have ended up with a $700 loss day because I was upset and I might have been pushing the envelope. You know, so fear, and even with me, fear can create issues. With a new trader who doesn't have the skills yet to deal with this mental problem, these issues, and trading with fear, it's really devastating, and it can prevent you from being consistent. And, you know, that's what we're working on in that roadmap to success. That's the key thing, the key element. is to get you to a point where you're trading without fear, and that you're not worrying about what's going to happen once you take the trade. You know, all of the worrying and everything is in the planning phase, and that's what's key. So, you know, that fear is what, you know, we have as traders, we have to learn how to deal with. You know, we have to learn how to deal with that, how to manage it, how to eliminate the fear from our trading and trade with a level of confidence that's going to allow us to make money and allow us to be consistent. It's very, very important, guys, that, you know, that happens. So, you know, I guess the first thing that I tell traders to do, and I'll share this with you, is detach from your P&L. Because that fear of losing money and the fear of being wrong and the fear of missing out on big trades, it all centers around money. If you eliminate the money from your trading, you'll eliminate 75% of the fear that comes from that. So detach from your P&L. Turn it off. Cut it off. Stop looking at what you made today or what you're making in a trade. That prevents you from allowing yourself to maximize the potential of the trades that you're in. So, you know, that's the first advice that I give traders coming in when they first start trading. Turn your damn P&L off. Don't even get used to looking at it. When you first, you know, set your platform up, your home screen, don't even have your P&L up, because that will cause you a lot of fear. It'll cause you to trade with so much fear that you can't deal with it. Now, once you've gotten past that point and you're able to trade without fear, then yeah, you can bring your P&L up and you can have it up. But you got to make sure that you're past that point. You know, I don't even look at my P&L. I don't care, because I know over a period of time, if I trade the way I'm supposed to, I'm going to have money in my account. Bottom line. And if I don't have money, that means I didn't trade like I was supposed to. I let some element creep in that I need to fix. So my goal is to help you trade and learn the skill of trading, so that in the end, the money's going to be there. You know, I have people that ask me throughout the day, how much money have I made? What did I make on this trade? That's not important. That's not important at all. What's important is, did I execute the trade properly? That's what you should be asking me. You should be asking me about my execution. Did I feel I executed it right? You know, what could I have done differently? You know, that's where the questions need to come. That's where the questions need to lie. So, you know, that's the first step in eliminating and trading without fear, is to detach from your P&L, detach from money altogether. That's why I don't have monetary goals for the day or the week. And, you know, you just don't want it. You don't want to deal with that. All right, so hopefully you got something out of that today, the market analysis, the question. Don't forget, take advantage of that special. If you're not a member, this is the best opportunity for you to come in and get all the benefits of being a member of Average Joe Trading. It's all about education. It's all about teaching you the things that you're going to need to do in order to be successful and to be a consistent trader. That's my goal. You know, Friday I shared that I watched what's that movie, Karate Kid. You know, and all of these lessons just kept popping out and just kept hitting me now. It's like I watched this when I was a kid back in the 80s. And I know, I was too young to learn these things. But now, I mean, it's just so profound. And one of the things he said, he told Daniel that there's no such thing as a bad student, only bad teachers. And that is true. Okay, it's always been true. It's the teacher's responsibility to make sure that they connect with their students. The students are not bad, the teachers are bad. If the teacher can't connect to the student, they are not doing their job. If the teacher can't get the student to want to learn what he's teaching them and helping him understand the value of what's being presented, the teacher's not doing a good job. So my number one priority is to do whatever I have to do to change whatever I need to change, to develop whatever I need to develop, to make sure I get across to you what I need to get across to you. And that's where this roadmap to success came from. That's why I feel it's so freaking valuable at this point. It's a clear path to being a consistently successful trader. Now, once you get there, you're going to grow. You're going to test your limits, and you're going to grow into the trader that you're going to be. But you got to have that foundation. You got to have that base. And if you don't have it, if you don't have nothing to build off of, then it's going to be hard to grow. Your house is going to come tumbling down every time without that foundation. So, you know, just think about that as you're going forward. So, have a great rest of the weekend, and I will catch you guys on Tuesday.